Your camera doesn't know what's important in the frame, but you still listen to it. Why? You trust it to measure light and tell you what the right exposure is for your main subject and the entire frame. But the camera doesn't know what's the main subject. And that's why your photographs often look correct, but they feel like nothing. Stay with me so I can show you exactly how you can draw your audience's eye to the place you want in your frame so they can emotionally get attached to your photographs. Alright guys, before we can get into pushing all the buttons and speaking about all the technical stuff in your camera, let me ask you to stop doing what you're doing. Pay careful attention to what I'm going to say because it will change you as a photographer and give you the edge that you need as a photographer slash artist. Our eyes don't look at everything at once in the frame. They look for meaning in the contrast, the darkest spot, the brightest spot, or whatever breaks the pattern. And that's how your brain decides what's important before you can even start thinking. So when you're creating an image, you're not just capturing what's there, you're designing where the human eye goes first. And once you understand that, you will never let your camera decide that for you, because you will know exactly how to guide emotions through light. Alright, up next, we're going to talk about how to transfer human perception to your camera. Let your camera understand your mind. So now you understand how the human brain sees. Let's see how we can transfer that information to the camera. In this image, you see two faces, one smiling and the other one crying. The smiling face is dark and the crying face is bright. You want your audience to focus on the smiling face, which is the dark face. How are you going to do that? Since we've just learned that your subconscious mind is drawn to the darkest or the brightest part of the frame, let's make the smiling face the center of attention. You want your audience to focus on the smiley face, which is the darkest. You are going to first move around and make sure that your foreground and your background are lighter than your smiley face, meaning the darkest face, right? Once you have that, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to measure your smiley face with a spot meter in your camera. Obviously, the camera is going to try and make your dark face, which is the smiley face, into gray, right? Because the camera basically takes whatever you point it to and makes it gray. So the camera is going to make it gray, but you're going to say, no, it sits on my grayscale at 2 stops under. So instead of 2 stops, you are going to take that and make it 1.5 stop. Why? Because you want to leave that half a stop light to capture the details of that face. You don't want to make it like super dark. You want some of the details in that face to show. What that's going to do is it's going to make your bright face lose all the details. And that in turn is going to send your audience's eye straight to the smiley face, the dark face, because the white face has blown out information. Your audience is not going to look at that, as we have understood that the subconscious mind looks at the darkest or the brightest. So since it's the darkest with details, your audience is going to focus directly to your dark face, your smiley face. And that is how you guide your audience to see where you want them to see in your frame. Alright guys, let's see how we can take this and use this on location. Look at this bird. Its wings are white, its body is black, and the ocean behind it is blue. If I had to depend on my camera's meter would average out everything and make everything well exposed but all mushed together. Or I should say there would be no direction of light within the frame. Everything would be perfectly lit. Your eyes would not know where to look first or second or third or fourth. It would look everywhere. It would try to find meaning out of everything because nothing would be dark or nothing would be light. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be black or on white and white on black. I'm just saying it has to be a little bit darker or a little bit brighter, because your subconscious mind sees much faster than your conscious mind and your eyes can see. So even if there is a little bit of difference, your subconscious mind will take your eye right there. But if I listen to my camera's meter on this particular image, my audience would be totally lost. So what did I do? I measured the bird's face and I stopped it down by 1.5 stops. Had I done 2, I would have lost the detail in the eye. And that slight adjustment draws the focus of my audience directly to the bird's eye. Of course, I'm using the beak, I'm using the wings, I'm using the foam, you call it. I'm using the waves in the ocean, all to point towards the bird's eye. But by light, I'm only making my bird's face the darkest with details, so your subconscious mind is going directly at the eye. And this keeps the emotions right there, and everything else becomes supporting character. You feel the strength and precision. It's absolutely focused. It's sending the audience's eye straight to the face, to the eye. Alright, so now you can apply this not only to a dark subject, but you can apply it to a light subject as well. Let's talk about that. Alright guys, let's see how we can take the same exact way of metering and apply it to a bright subject. And let's do it on location. This method doesn't just work for dark subjects, it works for bright subjects too. You simply reverse the process. Let's say you're photographing a white horse in snow or a white bird against blue sky. If you rely on your camera's metering system, it's going to see all that brightness and try and bring it down to middle gray, because that's its job. It brings everything to middle gray. And that's why your bright subjects are always looking grayish in your photographs. But if you don't listen to your camera and open up by about 1.5 stops or 2 stops, you will keep and maintain all the details in the brights of your white, and now your subject becomes the anchor of all the emotions. Your viewer's eye goes straight to it because now it's the brightest point with the maximum detail. And once again, you decide what's important in your frame, not your camera's meter. So this way, you can guide your audience's eye the way and where you want them to. Okay, now you have learned how to take advantage of your camera's meter alongside the gray chart. Go out there, take some amazing images that move your audience and get them hooked to your image. If you want to know more about anything technical, here is a playlist. I'll speak to you guys later. Thank you.